You think I dey extra? Diamond extra pass me. This December like this, Access Bank won't drop millionaire for this Diamond Extra Mega Draw. From 6th of December until Christmas Day, one person go dey win 1 million naira every day. On the 25th of December, one person go win 10 million naira. And another person go win salary for life. Salary for life means say Access Bank will pay you 100,000 every month for 20 years. You don't believe that? CRS go open Diamond Extra account with 5,000 naira. Then increase them until it reach 50,000 naira. You will get Diamond Extra account already. Just dey summer your account till it reach 50,000 naira. That means you don't carry leg enter the Diamond Extra Mega Draw. The more 50,000 naira when you laugh enter the account, the more ticket you get. If you need more information, just visit www. That's it. Access more than banking.
Hello, good evening and welcome once again to another exciting moment where we do lots of investment education. We share information that can make you wealth, not within the Nigerian capital market alone, but also within the Nigerian economy, a platform where we analyze events and news as far as the Nigerian economy is concerned. So today it's not going to be anything different. You will do me a favor. You will do the Nigerian economy. You will do the Nigerian market a favor. Make a call to a friend, a family member, a colleague. This is an empowerment platform, really. We help you plan how money will come to your pocket. All right. So today we are not just going to be discussing the economy. We are also going to be looking at the capital market very critically, and thereafter we are going to be looking at digital currency. In a couple of weeks back, it was reported that digital currency got to its highest height. You see, the truth is that whether we talk about it, whether we don't talk about it, there are so many Nigerians today that are in it. So it is better for us that we talk about it such that you are well informed, you are properly informed, you are empowered. Because you see, anything that promises to make you money, Nigerians want to participate in it. And that is why you see, when I get to hear how much was being lost to Ponzi schemes, I shout that we are so rich in this country. I don't know where the money actually come from. Right? So that is why on one of the WhatsApp platform that I belong to, shortly before I came on air now, there was something that somebody posted in there saying that if you put so amount today, by next week Friday, this is how much we're going to be giving you. And one or two people told him there that this must be a Ponzi scheme and things like that. He was trying to defend it. Why? Most people don't even know the definition of Ponzi scheme. Okay, but we will talk about that at a later date. So for today, you are going to be getting the best of stock market news and analysis, economic analysis, and of course digital currency. I'm going to go on a short break. When I return, it will be a blast between Haruna Kibira and myself. Malam Garba Kulfi is not in town today, but you are going to enjoy this session. Don't change this channel. I will be right back.
This is the future. This is the time to do more, give more, help more, be more. A future where more compassion and more empathy will make us more human. A future where more technologies and more digital platforms will help bring more people to safety and prosperity. Welcome to the future. Here, you can be more with us. Access more than banking.
Welcome back. Please join me in welcoming the ever consistent Haruna Kibira. Haruna, you're welcome.
Thank you for always having me.
Thank you for always being there. for us in in wetness and in
dryness.
in dryness. All right. Let me quickly start this way. That might not be expected by you, but that is the way I intend to start. Looking at the, I'm still coming to that, but let me start that way. Looking at the market this last week, would you say the market actually moved according to your expectation, or the market is misbehaving?
Market actually didn't move according to my expectation, because when I saw that the all share index was closing negative, I actually was surprised, because I look at it, what the news that is at the marketplace is supposed to make the market move. Quarter three results were fantastic. We saw companies do up to 138%. But you see that the market began to trend down. But what I just have in mind is that one is that the market is brooding, or it's market correction, because I don't think that it's going to last like this, because we are talking about growth in GDP, we are talking about moderation in inflation, we are talking about growth in reserve, we are talking about intervention of the CBN in forex, and the naira is having some traction against the dollar. Then what is the problem?
Okay, we'll still come back to that anyway, but we'll take off this way. Nigeria's GDP grew by 4.03% in quarter 3, 2021. Inflation also drops to 15.9% in October, according to the National Statistician, the NBS. Report published by the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, grew by 4.03% year on year in real terms in the third quarter of 2021, showing a sustained positive growth over the last 4 quarters since the recession witnessed in 2020. In the quarter under review, aggregate GDP stood at 45.13 trillion naira in nominal terms. This performance is higher when compared to the third quarter of 2020, which recorded aggregate GDP of 39.089 trillion naira, indicating year-on-year nominal growth of 15.41%. The nominal GDP growth rate in quarter 3 2021 was higher relative to 3.39% growth recorded in the third quarter of 2020, as well as the 14.99% growth recorded in the preceding quarter. A recent report also published by the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, which measures inflation in the month of October 2021, dropped to 15.99% from 16.63% recorded in September 2021. Year on year, this is 1.76% points higher than the rate recorded in October 2020. Aruna, you are an economist, so I make bold to put this question to you. Gross domestic products to a layman is just like you are blowing grammar. It makes no sense. And we are conscious of what we do on this platform, in that those who know, probably even those who know more than we do, those who have been there before we were even born, they follow. We are also conscious of the fact that students are currently tuning in to see us in what we do. My children are watching, right? They might not know what GDP is. Your kids are watching. And aside from that, there are some other Nigerians. So, you see, we can only grow together when our knowledge base is developed, all right? There's no rule that say a fashion designer cannot understand the basic workings of the economy, because there are so many people that keep talking about government. They don't know about how these things work. So, Aruna, I put it to you. What is GDP? What is the gross domestic product? What does it mean? To a layman, I want you to be explicit. I want you to be simple. I want you to come down to my level.
GDP is one of the barometers with which.
What is barometer?
Just like a temperature, what you use to test.
A gauge.
A gauge to
measuring instrument.
To measure the health of an economy.
Right.
It can also be seen as the total value of the goods and services that are produced within a country for a year.
Total
value.
This class.
Yes, total value of goods and services
now,
that are produced in the country, within the country, at least for a year. Right. It is broken down to quarterly. Right. You know, we say quarter one, quarter, because you know when you are looking at a person, you don't just let him be there until the temperature has risen from 20 to 50. It is broken into quarterly so that the health will be checked from in 3-month interval. If there is anything, if there is any problem, then the people that intervene, especially the CBN, can always intervene to find out what exactly is the problem, and they will take away the solution.
Now, these goods and services, let us come to that. You say the gross domestic product measures the goods and services. It includes what? The pepper seller in the market, the hunters, the fashion designers.
Let me tell you how it is actually the metrics. It's measured in the household consumption. Right. Because we all buy, we go to the market to buy, and investment from the business investment. Then you add government expenditure, because we know that the government is the biggest spender as far as the economy is concerned, and net exports. We export and we import. Whatever that is the difference, because it's plus net export, but if it now become negative, you know, we change the sign from negative, from positive to negative.
I want us to be very down to earth. You see?
Okay, now you see, in calculation of GDP, we have what they call household, including my house and your house. We buy things. The car you buy is consumption. The clothes you are wearing is consumption. The laptop that you are putting there is consumption. The toothpaste that you are using. So that is we call it aggregate consumption. Aggregate consumption means that all the consumption that is done together. Then we look at business investment. We are talking about somebody setting up a plant. You want to do a new business. We are talking about what you deploy into that business for that year. That is investment. Then government spending. Government is working with Julius Berger to construct road from Kaduna to Ilorin. That is government expenditure. Then people export, people import. The value, the difference. If the export is more than the import, that means the import there will not be plus. But if the import is more than the export, that becomes a negative. So it will be minus from that figure. That is what is GDP.
And I do hope sincerely you are getting it right. How I get to know is that I have a number of cameramen here. What is saying? Are you catching it? All right. So it's just a practical session. Aruna, God bless you for that. Now, when they say it is measured year on year, you are comparing the performance this period last year with the performance this year.
You can see what you said was quarter 3 of 2021 against quarter 2 of 2020. Yeah. Then they are looking at quarter 3 of 2021 and quarter 2 of 2021. Year on year and month on month.
Month on month.
The 4.03 is month on month.
Yeah.
You see,
okay, now with that 4.03% in October, that is between October, September, and August, right?
No, that is at September.
Right?
That's at the
September.
September,
August, and July, right? Making 3 months, right?
No. So you now have October, November, December to end the year. So the figure we are saying is as of September, which
that's
is
what I'm saying.
Third quarter.
It measures between January to September.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the first 9 months of 2021. It means that the GDP in Nigeria grew by 4.03%.
No, what they are saying is that June, July, August. Sorry.
July, August, September.
Then February, April, May, June.
Yes.
As against June, July, August.
Yes.
Or July, August, September. It's looking at the growth from quarter 2 to quarter, the growth from quarter 3 from quarter 2. You understand?
You are looking at the performance
of the economy from one quarter to the other.
Between July and August and September. You are comparing with the period June, May, and April
yes,
of 2021, which suggests that the GDP in Nigeria made a growth of 4.03% between July, August, and September, as against where it was as at June, May, and April. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, with this 4.03% growth between July and September, in a nutshell, because we need to move to another issue, what does it mean to the understanding of a layman?
It's welfare. You know, as the GDP begin to expand, it leads to economic growth. By the time economy has grown from 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, it now become economic development. When you say development, that means their GDP has grown over years.
Don't worry, we will still bring this issue at another time, because again we just need to discuss. We do not have luxury of time, but I think the little we've been able to do now, I'm very sure you have not got anything near that on any media as far as Nigeria is concerned. Before we leave here, this very topic, drop in inflation rates, they also said so. What does that suggest?
You see,
okay, when they say inflation rate,
let me first of all define inflation. Inflation simply is a general rise in the prices of goods
and services,
to the extent that more money is pursuing few goods, and then there will be increase. I will just take it like this: that you are on a salary of 50,000, you buy 3,000, you buy three trousers a month. That is for 5,000. The prices of the trouser has increased to 60,000. You can no longer buy 3, you now buy 2, which suggests that your welfare has diminished. You cannot enjoy 3 trousers, you cannot enjoy 2,000. 2 knickers. It reduces the consumption of a consumption basket of a consumer. Now there is a moderation in inflation, or we call it deflation. It means that it's putting purchasing power back into your pocket, which means that those things that you used to enjoy, no matter what figure that you are seeing there, that you will begin, as time goes by, you cannot begin to go back to that same level where you are coming from. I know that the CBN is working to make sure that we have at least single digit inflation rate.
Okay, now when they now said that inflation rate in Nigeria is dropping, it suggests that what I can now buy more. Does it mean that prices of goods and services are dropping, that I can now consume better? Generally, imagine this, that is the growth in GDP and drop in inflation rate. As an economist, what will you say is happening to the Nigerian economy?
It's growing. It's growing. You know, when you first of all ask about the market, I said, why will the market not respond? Inflation is moderating and GDP is growing. It's coming to, in fact, even if it's not immediate, you know, one of the things I know about the economy is that it's not a light switch that you just put on the bulb and like it's a gradual thing. What it shows is that the prices of goods and services out there in the market is beginning to decline.
Things are getting better.
You can see that how it has been declined. I think we started the year, I think, about 80%. It's now 15.99. It means that it's getting better.
In other words, the books, according to the National Statistician, right, is saying that things are getting better. But people are still complaining out there. We'll talk about that at another time. One of the activities within the Nigerian capital market in the course of last week, we get to hear that Adova, a company formerly known as African Petroleum back then, as at the time I joined the market, it was African Petroleum. Later, it changed its name to Forte Oil, now Adova. They said they had to raise 60 billion naira through bond. They have also completed acquisition of 100% stake in Enyo Retail and Supply Limited. According to the report, Adova has announced the establishment of a 60 billion bond issuance program and the successful issuance of 11.444 billion naira 7-year 13.3% fixed rate bonds at 13 and 13.856 billion 10-year 13.65% fixed rate bonds, being tranches A and B respectively of the Series 1 bond under the program. They notified the Nigerian the NGX that its shareholders and the investors, they are also notifying their shareholders and you, the investing public, that it has completely acquired 100% equity in Enyo Retail and Supply Limited. Aruna, this company seems to be active even more now than when it was Forte Oil. With what we are seeing, coming to do bond, buying more retail outlets, not selling. We were discussing some indices we need to look out for last week, and Malam Garba Kurufi did say turnover. With this, don't you think that the turnover of Adova is bound to increase? All right. Now tell me, what is the significance of all this put together that we get to hear about the company?
Yeah, like you said, I believe going forward, the turnover, by the time they begin to actually make use of the outlet that Enyo is going to provide them, the synergy, I think the turnover will actually begin to go out. If you look at Adova Q2, yes, there was a drop in decline in their turnover, but the earning per share growth was substantive, 86%. In their Q3, the turnover grew. The only thing is that the earning per share dropped. Why? Because the cost of sale increased by 5.62%, and because of this acquisition-related cost of 193, I believe that was what they used to acquire the Enyo, which at least is a one-off. I believe by the time we begin to see Q4, we'll be seeing a better Adova from now, especially with the synergy that Enyo is going to bring to its retail outlets.
So with this, your analysis, because I could see the price now actually not moving up, okay? As at the last trading session on the floor of the NGX, it was more or less flat. It currently sells for 13 naira 20 kobo or thereabout. The last time it gained, as I can see here, should be on the 9th of November, when it made a gain of 7.4%. Thereafter, it lost 4.1% and went flat, lost again 5.4%, and which means the 7.4% that it gained in 2 sessions, it lost even more than that. Okay, with this performance of the price and the performance that we see in their operations, what will you be suggesting to those that are watching?
No, I think even the drop in price is even making Adova a better buy stock, because you know what happened last week. The market was not actually smiling with all the stock. I think Adova will not be left out. I believe even if it dropped more than that, I think it begin to come to even that buy stage that people should continue to put Adova in better perspective.
So don't you think that we should rather still remain, watch it, and see how these things would eventually crystallize? Or you believe that we just do a little bit of investment? Maybe I have in mind investing like 50,000 naira. Maybe I should invest the first 5,000 and watch how it comes out to be. And then when the results eventually become like what I expect, I should now begin to put all my effort.
Yeah, I will suggest that, but I believe that by the time the market finishes activity like it did last week, you know, there is a way market look at each stock one by one and reflect all the information in the prices, I believe that Adova will not close the month at that price.
Okay, now give me your clear-cut advice on Adova. Buy, hold.
It's good to go.
Good to go for long, short, or medium.
For intermediate and long term.
All right. Thank you so much, Aruna. We now look at the performances of the market, the performances from Monday to Friday of last week. All share index was down 0.12%, though Aruna will say a loss is a loss, but to me, this is rather marginal. Market capitalization also lost 0.12%. Volume 5.37% decline, deals 2.06% decline, but value 33.17% growth. All right, so index down, market capitalization down, volume down, deals down. But we saw much money entering the market last week, whereas year to date 7.27% growth, and then in all-share index, and then market capitalization 7.06% growth. Now, Aruna, looking at these figures that is before you and me now, again, the ones that I did not add in the course of last week, 49 equities were down in price, whereas only 15 equities gained in the course of the week. The market, I can say definitely last week was not strong, but I cannot also outrightly say the market was weak, right?
No, I think one of the things that I say in the market is that discerning investors are always waiting. There are stocks that they want to cherry pick, but the only thing is that there is a price at which they want to take it. That is why you see that the volume growth is the value growth is more than even the deals. They know exactly where they want it. Somebody like me, anywhere Okomo. Anywhere I see Okomo, I want 20. Anywhere I see Okomo, I want 20. I saw Boa. Boa was actually on the ticker is 74 naira 50 kobo, but Boa was available at 67 naira 5 kobo. I saw a lot of volume there. People were taking it at that level.
This your Okomo. Indicators here and technical indicators are not buying Okomu. It's like at the highest level.
Maybe you didn't get. I said any time I saw Okomu at 120.
All right.
So that is what I call
so
the cherry picking.
You enter.
Do you know that even as that 142, you can get it at 138, you can get it at 130.
Right.
But only in smaller units, not up to the board lot that can change.
And then Buad you talked about is currently at 74 naira 50 kobo.
But you can get it. I do cherry pick at 67 naira 5 kobo. So that was what the volume was coming. They want to take this stock at that minimum rate, and that was 10% down for that day. But there could not be volume, the board lot that would change the price.
But what you are saying now seems to be telling me that there are always opportunities in the market. It's a function of how you are able to see.
Your perspective. I have told somebody that opportunity exists in that market on daily basis. It's either there is an information or you look for the information yourself in the market.
Okay, how do I look for the information myself?
It's just like we are talking about a stock that is on the ticker is 74.50, but you can get it to buy at 67.
But for me to do that, Aruna, from Monday to later in the week, I'm in the factory. This machine is working, that one is working. I open my system, I hear noise there, I quickly leave it.
That is why you should get a stockbroker that cares, like we. A stockbroker that will make you to understand that this is what this is trading. You can actually get it. And sometimes we send out information that this stock is trading at this, you can get it at this. This stock is trading at this, you can actually get it at this. We offer advice to that level. That what stock can I buy? Okay, Nigeria Breweries, but you can see it to buy at 48, 47, which actually you can. But it's on the ticker, you can see it 51 naira.
So that is why we make sure that we do write the numbers of those we do bring here, because they are those we trust, those that have been proven over the years, and those we're sure we are sure of that they will be able to take your matter very seriously, ensuring that you make money in the market. So you can call Aruna even as you speak now. Forget about the fact that you are seeing him live. You can call him right now. Okay. Now, what is the expectation for the week?
Well, I think it will be mixed.
Right.
I would really say that the market will go full blast.
So, like what happened last week, we
Yeah,
still expect
yes,
such
we can
this
see
week.
it Monday.
How
Tuesday,
long do
but
we expect to see such in the market?
it might not be more than this week. It might not get past this.
I don't know. Let me
week.
ask you this question. We've seen the best and the ugly of third quarter reports. On what should I hinge my investment decisions until we begin to see audited reports and probably first quarter reports in the market?
You see, performance. What do I mean by performance? You know, when we were discussing last week, I said that most of these metrics and this are not a standalone. If you tilt too much, if you are too fixated on any per share, chances are that what the company did during the period is a divestment, a sale of an associate. But if you see a stock that is growing consistently on the turnover, that means it's gaining market share, and this middle line is also growing, profit after tax, any per share is growing, then we should be able to prorate that look at the and dividend payout policy. When I measure Okomu, you don't really know. Okomu can pay 80% of their earnings as dividend. Like I said the other day, Presco is 13 naira any per share. Okomo is 12 naira any per share. But I will teach towards Okomo any day, because I know that if they do 15%, 80% can come to 12 naira and they will give it.
In other words, Deolu is already in the house. You should consider this your Okomo.
Of course.
Deolu, I hear you. All right. Okay. We go to say the gainers and losers last week. Vitafoam led the market with 17.1% growth. eTransact, 10% growth. Prestige, Academic, Cornerstone, University Press, Airtel Africa, and Mansard, they all appeared within the first 10 best highest percentage gainers last week. Vitafoam happened to be among the first set of companies that do release their audited report to the market early in the new year. Sometimes, in fact, also with their first quarter report. What should be my reason for purchase Vitafoam at 21 naira 90 kobo now? Is Q3 earnings, should I base my decision for continuous purchase on their Q3 earnings or expectation in the audited report?
Have you seen their unaudited Q4?
I've not.
Yeah, but the turnover grew by 51%. Their profit after tax grew by 29.7%, while the earning per share grew by 55.4%. And they have done 4.74 kobo earning per share as at that time, though the auditors have not knocked off this on that, but at least we can base it on that. And their last dividend was 70 kobo from 3.05 kobo, which was about 23%. If you look at 23%, the 4.74 kobo, that is 1.9 kobo, representing 5% of the current price.
And that suggests that the stock is a good one.
Exactly.
All right. But looking at what the indicators are saying here for Vitafoam, it is not viable.
Because the indicators are not factoring in dividend into it. The indicator don't know whether the dividend is about to be paid.
All right. I actually saw the unaudited report. Okay. eTransact, what is in it?
eTransact was just in their last result from negative to positive, from a loss of 26.266 million to a profit of 85.64. So that's almost 426%. And you know, like I said, that the market have a way of looking at each stock as per time. I believe that the market look at that performance. That was why it rewarded.
But this kind of equity is such that you go to buy and suddenly it moves, boom, and it stays and it loses everything it made and just goes to bed.
Chances are.
All right, we look at losers here. QTs, apparently in adjusting for the adjustment for their bonus of 1-for-1, right? QTs was down 42.68%. NGX Group, the market that is listed on its own market. Let me put it that way. Right? Maybe you will have said the company that is listed on its own exchange. Okay, so it was down 11.88% to turn 9.97%, and some of those. Let's talk about QTs. Now, is it attractive now at 3 naira 21 kobo?
You know, when QTs was marked down, you know it is 15 kobo and 1-for-1. I think it was marked down to about 2 naira 72 kobo. But the market saw that at that price that it was actually a little bit cheap. That was why it pushes it back to 3 naira 21 kobo.
But Aruna, last Friday, this stock lost 4.2%. This is what I'm saying here. QTs at 3 naira 21 kobo lost 4.2% on Friday, and then again 3.1% to get to 335. As a matter of fact, on 17th of November, and then it gained to 8.3% on 16th of November. So after it was marked down, on that day it was actually at 3 naira. The following day it got to 3 naira 25 kobo. It further got to 3 naira 35 kobo. Then the following day it was flat, only for it to lose 4.2%, which suggests that the market is no longer saying it has been too cheap.
No, what would have happened there is bargain hunter. Somebody who believe that his bonus is sure. They want to take advantage of what is happening. It was marked down at 270, which means that your word, as at that time with your 1-for-1, you have 270 for one. So you sell off when they see that the stock is reacting, the market is reacting to the stock. They would have taken their
now,
profit.
if it were to be the olden days, whereby we'll have to begin to wait for certificate to come, but these days your bonus is credited directly to your CSCS,
and there is no technical suspension on any stock that is being marked down. I think it's
So-
what the exchange said, because it makes it more transparent. So let the market react to it the way the market feels.
But from the way I'm looking at it, indicators are actually saying that it is bearish, particularly the MACD and the stochastic. They are actually showing me here, because the two moving averages are operating below the signal line.
a stock that have been marked down for dividend and script.
So it is expected to still further come
Would
down.
it wait until there is another news like that entry to the stock before
All
I
right,
get
so what
traction?
is your suggestion with QTs?
If I have position in it, as at this price, especially when it was marked down at 272, I would have been exiting, waiting for my bonus to come.
NGX Group, now in its own market, declining. Any hope for recovery soon?
I believe so. You know, one of the things I say with NGX that I said we should not forget in a hurry. NGX just moved from, like I said, from a mutual organization to a demutualized organization, and I still said that every company, every organization have TT problem. Costs would have gone in while they were looking for licenses and listing and the rest, and that was what hit their results. So if the market is judging them on that first result they have ever released, I don't think the market is fair to them.
Okay. We just move straight to GTCO. I could see it losing 7.47% last week, now at 25 naira 40 kobo. And then we look at it against Zenith at 23 naira 90 kobo. How long more do you think Zenith has to catch up with GTCO?
I think the thing I say there is that the strong sentiment that the market used to have for GT is winning, especially when they are releasing decline results from quarter to quarter. Actually, the market resisted it. It was holding at a particular price and began to fall. And if you look at the price between Zenith and GT, it's about 2 naira. And we know that in this market, the difference between GT and Zenith was a clear 10 naira. Chances are that before you know, Zenith will have caught up with.
But technically speaking, Zenith is still not better than GTCO, looking at what I'm saying now with these indicators. Let me leave that because Adeoli is here. We need to pick him. All right, very shortly now. Okay, Fidelity, about the only earnings, third quarter earnings released to the market last week. This woman took over and fired on. Is it a case of what a man can do, a woman will do better?
Of course.
Now, looking at their ratios, because the earning per share of 92 kobo from 70 kobo third quarter at a price of 257 kobo PE ratio at 2.81, and then earnings yield 35.60%, profit margin 15.21. This is definitely one of the best Q3 in 2021, not necessarily in percentage changes, but in the ratio analysis. All right, now looking at the earnings yield, for example, 35.60%. Aruna, what does high earnings yield actually portrays before I allow you to go?
Let me first of all say that this is a very good result. This is quarter 3. Fidelity have just made what they made quarter 4 of 2020, the same 92 kobo that they paid 22 kobo from. What the essence of any yield is to tell you about how much the price of a stock or a stock is undervalued relative to its earnings, which means that the earnings is so much are very close to the price that this stock is grossly undervalued.
So what about the earning? Okay, that is the earnings yield. Yield. Okay, so how do I make use of earnings yield to decide to invest in Fidelity or not?
Yes, and we have said again, any yield is not in isolation. It's not in a standalone. But any yield, if you see consistency in turnover, consistency in profit after tax, consistency in any growth in any per share, and it's having any yield above 10%, is good to go.
In this case, everything is in favor of Fidelity.
And
again, looking at the technical indicators, the price is actually very cheap, almost at the bottom level. Aruna, I want to say a very big thank you for being here. We have brought to you again one of our best presentations, particularly what we did. Maybe not all we could, but the much that we did on GDP should be enough to educate anyone, all right, including our children. Aruna, thank you. Please make sure you call in. I will go on a short break. When I return, I don't know how much time we have left, but Deolu is in the house. We'll be talking digital currency. Don't change this TV channel.
First Money is Nigeria's biggest and most preferred agent banking network. Thanks to First Money, millions of people are living their dreams. Meet some First Money agents who are driving this.
First Money is the best POS that we use in my area. I started with one container beside me. This is my main branch. I have up to 7 branches.
With First Money, I've been able to employ 6 staffs, which 5 are female. So I see First Money as a business to employ and also to empower ladies.
Through First Money, over 1 million people across Nigeria have their financial services needs met daily. In all the accessible local government areas, you're bound to find First Money agents. With First Money, we're bringing financial inclusion and the many benefits that come with it. You first, First Bank.
Welcome back. So I'm now being joined with by Deolu, and Deolu, how do I even? I have only one phone. Deolu has got 3, and I'm almost sure that this your 3 phone. One of them will have 2 SIMs. So he does so many things. So I just will call him serial entrepreneur. All right. Okay, you are welcome.
Thank
so
you.
For me to drag Deolu here is like you forcing horse to drink water. All right. But again, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. If you observe, I don't know whether you are able to capture the voice. We're actually saying something before we came back on air. Deolu, you have only introduced it to me. Yeah. All right? I've not heard it before. Okay? So just continue the way you were telling me,
Okay.
you brought a token
Yes.
that will be later used for a game, whatever.
Yes.
And then let us hear
Okay,
about it.
so one of the things going on in the blockchain space right now is there's a lot of gamification. So if you look at the trend over the last 1 year, there was first of all DeFi. DeFi is decentralized finance. So your regular banks are CeFi. They are centralized finance. It means you are trusting a company to manage your finances and give you interest and basically manage your relationship. Now on the blockchain, we have what we call DeFi. DeFi is decentralized finance. So we are saying instead of trusting an individual or trusting a CEO, we want to trust a decentralized company of people who also have interest in the bank, essentially, to keep our crypto, our digital tokens, and be able to give us returns based on how it performs. It's a little more trustless. I don't need to trust anybody because the system is designed with smart contracts that allows me to trust them. Then we move on from there to what we call NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens, which is basically the blockchain also found a way to be able to define value and give people property ownership of like paintings, of like assets. So I can have an asset digitally that because the blockchain knows that I'm the owner and it can track the ledger to see all transactions, it becomes a thing of value on the blockchain. Now we're into all of that is developing together into a gaming ecosystem. So last week I bought this token called Lord of Arena. Loda.
I know Lord of it's popular and they're always sending Lord of Arena.
Good. So I bought into the private for this game. Now their launch was today, which is why I said, I don't want to come. Their launch was 5 p.m. today, 4 p.m. UTC, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So they launched. What they launch means the public now has access to buy. Now these tokens are not just valuable as assets that you can trade to make money. They are going to be used for the game Lord of Arena. So there's a game that uses those tokens to buy NFTs, buy jersey, buy gears, do a variety of things in the game. You can use it to buy land in the game. You can use it to win things in the game. So I bought it last week. It was going to come for its public showing today, meaning either bought earlier. Today's an opportunity for me to sell, just the way we do private placement correctly.
So, until the day they are listed in the market.
So today is the day they are listed. They're listed today on 2 exchanges. They're listed on PancakeSwap and they're listed on Raydium today. So here was I on my laptop waiting and saying, okay, 5 p.m. Let me see if I need to buy a little more, if the price is not so different, or sell off some of what I have to see if I can
made some
margins. So at the time when I bought it for less than a cent. Okay, so it's in the sub-cent region. So of course, it came out today at about $1.
Wow.
Yeah. So it came out today at $1. Of course, they don't give you everything at once. So you have what you call vesting cycles. Just like the same way it works in the startup economy where I buy shares of a particular company, but it takes me 6 months to get all my shares, or it takes me 1 year to get all my shares. Or you have a vesting cycle. So for this, you have a vesting cycle as well. But I was there. Now, interestingly, when I participated, the price that I thought it was higher than the price it actually was. So when it came out, I'm like, this thing hasn't gained more than times 3. But upon looking at it, I realized it has gained more than times 30. Okay, and that's just like 1 week or 2 weeks. So just the same way you're talking about Okomo Oil, talking about those stocks. In the blockchain space, we're not talking about 10%, we're not talking about 15%, we're talking about 1,000%, we're talking about 500%.
But the only what I know is that whatsoever can enrich you
can impoverish you. Yes.
In almost the same
good. So
level.
Here's how it works. And this is one thing that I think venture capitalists all over the world have learned. It's a game of numbers. So venture capitalists will tell you, we made these returns. The reality is they need to invest in 20 companies. All they need to do is get one successful one, and then it balances for the ones that they've lost. So the same way, it's a game of numbers. I tell people, of course, your numbers can be better if your research is good. If you research it well, and you tell yourself, what's the use case for this? So this game, for example, on their Telegram page, they already have 120,000 people inside the Telegram group. So that means for this game, adoption should not be a problem. A lot of people should be playing it. It's a mobile game, it's a PC-based game. So a lot of users will be there, people will need the tokens, and because they need tokens, it's likely going to be high demand. So of course, one of the things you look at what's the token, what's the value, what's the adoption level, who is going to be using this, will there be demand for it, what is the tokenomics, so the same way you're analyzing for shares and seeing, looking at the fundamentals.
That's what I wanted to ask now, that what are because here I have the technical analysis too.
Same.
All right. No, you say same. You said same.
Yes.
Here, opening my technical analysis tools.
Yes.
I have a lot of indicators there. Some of them we even did in school back in days. Moving averages, convergence, and divergence.
Does this look familiar, sir? Does it look like this?
Of course they do, but it is only me that is saying, okay. Now I don't know how much time we still have to talk, and maybe when the problem I have with you is that sometimes you will even forget that you are supposed to be with us.
No.
Sometimes you are in Calabar. Sometimes you are, and so because of that. Otherwise, I would have said maybe like next Sunday, if possible, we could link this system so that the viewers can actually see. I really want us, in as much as my primary place is the stock market. Say till I die, I will be a capital market person. I'm a bionomics. I'm not going to repent till I die. But that is not to say I cannot also. You are making this thing look interesting to me. Aruna is still in the house. Aruna, though we might not hear your voice, I'm sure that you are getting converted little.
So I feel it's not either or. Yeah. So you need to diversify your portfolio, ensure that you have things within the stable current day reality, and then you play a part in the future as well. The reality is the world is changing. The total market scope of cryptocurrency market is ranging between 2.8 and 3 trillion dollars right now. That is still like less than 30% of what gold is doing. So we have not even, the whole cryptocurrency space has not overtaken gold yet. But the trend is going. Back 2018, the whole market was less than 1 trillion. Okay, so there's times 3x that happened for the entire market over the last 3 years. And see the kind of returns that happen here. And it's, sometimes the reason why you look at it and you feel this can't continue forever like this. It will get to a point where the adoption will be large and then the numbers are likely to reduce. But so today, there are projects that people do 10,000% on, and it's less than 2 years. Solana has returned over 20,000% return on investment for the people who bought it at private placement, and that is talking about 1.5 years. So you have things that do those kind of numbers. Of course, before you find the gems, you have to dig through a lot of sand, a lot of dirt before you find the gems. But is something happening in that space? Are there assets in that space? Are they investment worthy? And because of it, now in gaming, what happens with gaming is, so they are saying that you can play a game, okay, and people play games. My son plays games.
Everybody does.
Yes, he plugs
some adults.
And adults. So they play games, and in these games you have multiplayer games. Yeah, so you can be talking to somebody else and be playing the game together. Now he's saying in that game, sometimes in that game, somebody was telling me that his son spends 15,000 naira every week.
Wow.
To buy the things he will need in that game, because that game is not only consuming time, it's also consuming money. Now we have what we call play to earn. So I can play and I can earn where I'm playing. I can take out of what I'm earning and provide it as liquidity and earn interest and collect yield. The same way you're talking about.
We just have to go now because you came late.
No, all right.
So will you promise us that you are going to come early next Sunday, even if you are going to be available at all?
Next Sunday, I should be around next Sunday. All things being equal. What's next Sunday? Next Sunday is 28. Okay. My Doragon land is 38th.
Okay, Upper Sunday.
Upper Sunday.
All right, let us leave next Sunday out of it. Upper Sunday. Okay. That is about all we can take today. But don't worry. I think the bulk of the job will have to be done by me, always ensuring that I try as much as possible to drag Deolu, continue to drag him. But we need to get the idea, the knowledge. We need to understand it, and we need to because again, you're looking at the stock market. There are so many people that are still not getting the stock market.
Can we organize it physical training?
All right, we will
or
talk
Zoom.
about. We will even talk, not even Zoom, physical. I will arrange it between now and next Sunday, and I will be telling you how it is going to go. I want to say a very big thank you to Deolu for squeezing the time. even to see his face alone. And then I want to say very big thank you to Aruna. And then we wish Malam Kurufi safe journey back to Lagos. I want to say a very big thank you to the management of Lagos Television and also the staffers of Lagos Television. The shout today is relatively low. Today is peaceful. To God be the glory. And I want to say a very big thank you to my team. You are the best. And you, indeed, for staying tuned. By the grace of God, we shall be with you next week. Until then, I remain yours sincerely in wealth creation, its accumulation, and preservation. Abayomi Obabulijo. God bless you. Enjoy your week.
You think I did extra? Diamond extra pass me. This December like this. Access Bank won't drop millionaire for this Diamond Extra Mega Draw from 6th of December until Christmas Day. One person go to win 1 million naira every day. On the 25th of December, one person go win 10 million naira. And another person go win salary for life. Salary for life means the Access Bank will pay you 100,000 every month for 20 years. You don't believe, Abi? Sierra go open Diamond Extra account with 5,000 naira. Then increase them until you reach 50,000 naira. You will get Diamond Extra accounts already. Just summer your account till you reach 50,000 naira. That means you don't carry leg. Enter the Diamond Extra Mega Draw. The more 50,000 naira when you laugh enter the account, the more tickets you get. If you need more information, just visit www. That's it. Access more than banking.